We are now in Bay South Garden, home of the spectacular super trees, cooled conservatories, and much more.
Dome, flower dome namanya.
Kamu keliling-keliling dulu. Itu mah.
You are now entering the Heritage Gardens, which showcases the plants that occupy a special place in the history and culture of Singapore's main ethnic groups. Welcome to the Indian Garden. Can you spot the national tree of India here?
Taman India.
It's right in the middle of the Indian Garden, the banyan tree, also called the Bengal fig.
Taman India.
With its tangle of roots and branches, the banyan symbolizes eternal life for Hindus. Plants and especially trees have huge cultural and religious significance for the Indians. In front of you, a circular opening in the wall welcomes you into the Chinese garden. This is called a moon gate, a feature found in traditional Chinese gardens, and represents a full moon. For the Chinese, a garden is a reproduction of the natural environment. That's why features like ponds and boulders are common in classical Chinese gardens. A rock represents a mountain, and water stands for rivers and waterfalls.
Jadi lewat sini. Jadi lewat sini ya, Kil.
You are entering the Malay Garden, a third of the Heritage Gardens.
Oh iya.
The timber structure coming up on the right is an example of a traditional village residence known as a kampung house. There are many food plants here used by the Malays, such as pandan and the breadfruit tree on your right. Check out the mighty super trees on your left. You'll see the 22-meter-high OCBC Skyway suspended from the taller super trees.
Go, Gil.
This aerial walkway offers a panoramic view of Bay South and the surrounding Marina Bay area. Vertical gardens of epiphytes and flowering climbers adorn the trunks of the super trees. At night, special light and sound effects turn the super tree grove into an unmissable spectacle. The last of the Heritage Gardens is a horticultural representation of Singapore's colonial past. The frangipani, with its white flowers, were chosen to match the black and white houses of the early British planters in Singapore. Important cash crops they brought in the 1800s are featured here. To the right are the Brazilian rubber tree and the African oil palm. You are now leaving the Heritage Gardens, one of the two themed gardens at Bay South. We hope you've enjoyed learning about Singapore's culture and heritage through the plants you have just seen. You are approaching a stupendous white baby sculpture called Planet by British artist Mark Quinn. The sculpture's surroundings reflect the white theme of the colonial garden. It is the most significant of the many sculptures around the gardens, which include water buffaloes, horses, and dragonflies. You are now making your way into the meadow, a living green space in the heart of the new downtown. This is the largest gardens event venue in Singapore, able to accommodate 15,000 people. For better acoustics, you will notice that the concert space is shaped like a bowl. On days where there are no concerts, the meadow is a wide open space in the middle of the city for friends and family to come together, run around, or have a picnic. On the right is the Dragonfly Lake, part of the sustainable water system of the gardens. Rainwater runoff is cleared by filter beds of semi-aquatic plants to your right. The water collected in the lakes is then used for irrigating all the plants around the gardens. After rain, the water is also returned to the marina reservoir, cleaner than when it first fell.
Pohon langka. Mana ya?
Look to the right and you will see a grove of kaya trees. These have stood here even before the construction of the Bayside. The old trees have been retained for their nostalgic value and to provide shade for the meadow. Singapore's location on the equator bestows upon it perpetual summer and high rainfall and rich flora and fauna. These are the threads that have been woven to create a city in a garden. Gardens by the Bay epitomizes this vision through community event spaces such as the meadow and the living vertical garden that is the Super Tree Grove up ahead.
Jakarta.
Jakarta ya, Pak? Jakarta nanti jadi kayak gitu, Pak. Udah tadi kita ke situ terus ini. Tuh, kayaknya nih. Rumah. Pagi tidur dia bayinya.
Behold the complex forest towering in front of you. This is the Super Tree Grove, one of the distinctive icons of Bayside. Every super tree is a vertical garden rising from 25 to 50 meters high. These trees draw inspiration from the dominant trees of our rainforests that cannot grow to such heights in our urban environment. The tallest super tree is as high as a 16-story building. These green giants perform the functions of real trees, such as absorbing heat and harnessing solar energy via solar panels atop their canopies. This energy is sufficient to light up the trees at night. They also collect and store rainwater, which is used to irrigate the plants that grow on their trunks.
Ada cara musiknya. Itu cara musik.
Ada apa, Pak?
Acara musik.
Itu Maji. Maji itu, Pak. Kan. Maji. Tak saksikan. Ada Maji, mah. Itu apaan tuh dalamnya?
Kan arwana.
Arwana. Mungkin.
Itu ikan kan banyak, Pi.
Banyak, Kin. Kecil. Kecil itu gede. Aku ada yang kecil.
Try to imagine a world without plants. It's impossible. Without plants, there would be no life on the planet.
Kita muter-muter.
6 gardens in the world of plants ahead of us focus on the role of plants in
bayi
the
lagi.
ecosystem. Do you know which were the first plants that colonized the surface of the earth? In the Discovery Garden, you learn how plant life began. Ferns and mosses were the first plants that appeared on land 500 million years ago. If you see what looks like tree trunks lying on the ground, they are actually petrified wood, ancient trees fossilized through time. The topiary sculptures in front depict the native animals of the rainforest, such as the orangutan, rhinoceros beetle,
hutan hujan.
and hornbill.
Kenapa, Pak?
Topiary
Hutan
sculptures
hujan.
require constant
itu-
pruning to maintain their
Hutan hujan.
form. These sculptures are made